Okay, so it's been a while. I know I haven't really been doing much of late, and there's a good reason for that. I have been struggling recently to do anything, and there hasn't been many videos due to certain difficulty. I tried to script this out, but it didn't really work. So here we are. I'm just doing what I normally do because this works best for me. And it's about to rain, so I better be quick about this. So I have been struggling with pain, and you know this, you've probably heard about my shoulders at this point, that I've been having difficulties with them in work. And the thing is, it's more than just that. I've been struggling with this pain before I even made this YouTube video. Sorry, I'm rushing because it's starting to rain considerably. I saw the cloud coming in, so it was technically my fault. But I've been struggling quite bad with my shoulders. It didn't really notice it too much in my joints, like in my elbows and wrists, and knees and ankles until recently. And I've been working pretty hard at work to the point where it's aggravated this pain considerably. And I'm at a point where I almost had a mental breakdown. On the 12th, if you're Northern Irish, you know what that is. 12th of July is a celebration of the Battle of the Boyne, but you can Google it. Like, I'm not really educated in that, so Google it if you're interested. And it was particularly busy, and I was really struggling with work to the point where I was in agony. And I've done this a few shifts at that point, and it got to a point where I physically couldn't brush the floor, which was what I was trying to do at the point, and my boss was being particularly irritating, and I know she probably just didn't know the situation, yada yada yada. But I had to pull myself to the side, and I was having a mental breakdown. I was crying, I was almost pulling my hair out. It was bad. It was the worst I have ever been in my life, and I've been through a lot when it comes to difficult things to deal with. I almost hit rock bottom that day. I almost completely lost it. I almost completely lost my mind, and I'm already quite batty. Yeah, that happened, and then I had 2 shifts after that simultaneously, and both of them I only worked about 2 hours in because I just couldn't. I was so physically... These flies, I swear to God, I was so physically destroyed. In the end, I had to beg my boss to get a Monday off so I can get some blood tests done, because they wouldn't let me have the Monday off. And I have anxiety in work. We all know this at this point. I have anxieties, and it's a struggle for me to ask days off because I feel guilty. That's a problem, and I will try not to rant about it too much, because again, I don't really have that much time because it's raining a little. But it was rough. It was rough, and about 4 days after the blood test, I was just mentally and physically completely and utterly drained. It was terrible. It was genuinely terrible. Not a good feeling. And the amount of flies around me right now, it's a struggle. It's just itchy. I think they're itchy, so it hurts. Well, it's a couple of days after my blood test, after being worn out for about 4 days. And it's the first day I didn't feel depressed, that I didn't feel shit, that I didn't feel exhausted. Though, granted, I did sleep like 10 hours last night, and I had a nap yesterday for 2 hours, and then I slept in yesterday morning. So I've been sleeping a lot, which has probably been a factor that has helped. My joints are still aching, my ankles and knees are still pretty bad. Hiking up here was a bit difficult, but I wanted to do something. I had my drive back, my crave for creating, because for a while there I didn't. I'm setting myself some goals. I understand that I'm not at my best at the moment, and I probably never will be, because at this point, we don't know what it is. It could be, because of my family's history, it could be arthritis, because my aunt has that, and she had it from my age. So it could be, I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it's not the wear and tear arthritis, but the other one that you can get genetically, or it could be fibromyalgia, as I have described it to my friend who has fibro, and she explained that it does sound very similar, but also it could be arthritis because they have similar symptoms. So I thought that's fair. I don't give a hoot what it is. I don't care what it is, as long as it's identified and we can figure out a plan of action to work with it. That's great, because at this moment in time I'm on sick leave with work and I have no information that I can give them. I can't say what it is. I don't know what it is at this point, and in a couple of days I will know, and I don't know if I'll have a job by that point, but I'm honestly to a point where I really don't care. Like, I'm too tired to care. At the same time, I gotta think more about this than what my work is. I gotta think more about my mental health. And I know I've said this a few times on my channel, but it is really important to me. So, I've set myself some goals. The first one has been going quite well, but people in this area are quite shy. And that is, so I'm really dry throat and I haven't got water with me, so just bear with me. And that is to get portraits. I want to broaden my portfolio. I do a lot of landscape photography. I do some street photography, but I want to do portraits. I'm very empathetic towards people, and I feel like I was scared of doing portraits before, but now I know what I want from them. I'm having this how do you say, pull towards this topic of people and their stories and this connection we have with each other. I want to dive into that, but I don't know how. And sorry, my anxiety's really up, so I'm like the whole time, but anyways. I just want to like do something that involves portraits, and that also is another goal. A separate goal is to start a project. You know that I'm very open about myself being trans, about who I am as a person. I'm very honest about that. I want to do a project that involves the trans community in this country. I know I won't be here for very long. I know I'm moving off to Netherlands, but I want to do one project before I go. I want to make portraits of these people that I have met and some that I haven't met yet. I want to make them feel empowered for who they are, because especially in the earlier stages of a trans person's transition, the mental part of it, because usually the physical part takes a while, but you do go through a lot of mental stuff. I just want to give them a little bit of help in the mental department. I want to make them feel good, because I know how it feels when you have had no surgery, when you've had no testosterone or whichever hormone you're looking for to help you feel more like yourself. I know that feeling of frustration when you just want people to see you who you really are inside, and that can be really difficult. I want to empower trans men and trans women alike who are far in their transition and who have just started their transition. I want to make them feel good and empowered, because they have every right to feel empowered. When you are at the early stage, you're very vulnerable to people misgendering you, to completely disregarding how you feel inside, because a lot of us do. A lot of us struggle with doctors, being opinionated, with people, with our own family members. And I just want to take these people and metaphorically give them a hug and give them a day or an evening where they can just focus on themselves and not worry about other people's opinions and just feel good about themselves. And then they can post their photos on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. I might even do some prints for them. That might be a little bit narcissistic for themselves, I don't know. But you know, I don't know. I need to talk to the organizer of the community that I'm in. That I'm not necessarily in a lot, but I am technically a part of by proxy because I'm trans. So I'm going to talk to them about it and say, like, apologies for not being around much, but I want to do something with you guys. My third goal, I'm doing 3 goals, but my third goal is to be a bit more consistent. You know, I want to do some more videos. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy making photos far more. Like, making photos is awesome, and it's kind of easier because you don't have to sit down and talk. You just click and then you go and edit. But you do about like 2 months of thinking about the photo before doing it sometimes. And nevertheless, that last one is just trying to be a bit more consistent, because my life was good for a while. I was doing great with the videos, and it's just, it's terrible. I do want to kind of change my editing style a little bit. I want to do things a little bit more, but I'm just lazy. And I've been struggling last week. Like, I've been really tired and emotionally drained, and physically at times. But we're working around it. I'm finding ways to work with myself, not against myself, and not drive myself into the ground. I'm still gonna have that talk with my boss though, about, once we figured out what it is, about like them taking it easy on me. Like, they already were taking it very easy on me, and I appreciate that, but yeah, I need to put my anxiety aside about talking about to my boss and just get on with it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. I'll fight these goddamn flies.